Imagine you are shifting from one place to another. You pack kinds of stuff like food, toys, books, etc. For that, you will need a labeled box. So at the new place you will find the stuff quickly for arranging. Variables are the names you give to store data/values. The value assigned could be a number, text, file name, device, or any other type of data. There are certain rules to create variables. Let's see what are they. The name of a variable can contain only letters, A to Z or A to Z, numbers, 0 to 9, or the underscore character, underscore. Unix shell variables will have their names in uppercase. A variable should not start with numbers. For example, these are examples of valid variable names. These are examples of invalid variable names. The reason you cannot use other characters such as or is that these characters have a special meaning for the shell. So, now you know the conditions to create a variable. Let's move forward and learn how to create a variable. Variables are defined as variable underscore name equals variable underscore value. Here, variable underscore name is the name of the variable. Variable underscore value will be the value you assign to the variable. Equals sign puts the value in the variable. Let's see an example. var1 and var2 are the variable names. Remember, text should always be written in between double quotes. Variable can only hold one value. I hope you remember scalar variables. The value assigned to a variable can be used anywhere in the code by calling it with the variable name. To access the value stored in a variable, prefix it with the $sign. For example, the following script will access the value of defined variable var1 and print it. The above script will produce the following value. What are read-only variables? Don't worry if you haven't heard about this term before, it is easy to understand. In shell script, we can mark variables as read-only variables using read-only command. The purpose of using the read-only command is its value cannot be changed. For example, the following script generates an error while trying to change the value of var1. The above script will generate the following result: -/bin/sh var1. This variable is read-only. Thus var1 value cannot be changed. Unsetting or deleting variable means to remove the variable. Once you unset a variable, you cannot access the value stored in a variable. Syntax to unset the defined variable is unset variable underscore name. The below command unsets the value of a defined variable. Here is a simple example that how the command works. The above example does not print anything. Remember, you cannot use the unset command to unset variables that are marked read-only. In shell script, there are three types of variables. They are Local variables. Environment variables. Shell variables. Local variables. A local variable is a variable that is present within the current instance of the shell. Programs started by the shell cannot access the local variables. Environment variables. Variables that are available to any process started by the shell are called environment variables. It can be accessed by the current shell and also by its subshells. Some programs need environment variables in order to function correctly. Shell variables. A shell variable is a special variable that is set by the shell and is required by the shell in order to function correctly. Some of these variables are environment variables whereas others are local variables. There are some variables that are reserved for specific functions are called specific variables. Let's learn which are they. $0 it shows the name of the shell we are working on. $n it will print the nth argument provided to the bash script. $# it shows the value of the total number of the command line argument passed. It stores the complete set of positional parameters as a single string. $it is an array-like construct of all positional parameters, $1, $2, $3. It shows the exit status of recently used command. It shows the process ID of the current shell in which it is executed. It shows the process ID of the recently executed command. For example, the $character represents the process ID number, or PID, of the current shell. $echo $. The above command writes the PID of the current shell. 29,949. Similarly, we can use other special variables in our program. Variables are used to store values. Syntax: variable underscore name equals variable underscore value. Remember, in shell, variable underscore name should always be written in uppercase. There are three main types of variables: local, shell, environment. The shell contains special variables reserved for specific functions.